In the suburbs of Colorado, there lived a young man named Aiden Brooks, 24 years old, who had been passionate about mountain climbing since he was a boy. He always felt at peace in nature, listening to the wind through pine trees and watching the sunrise behind distant peaks. His greatest dream was to conquer Mount Everest, the tallest mountain in the world. The beginning of a dream. Aiden wasn't a professional athlete. He worked as a technician at an energy company, saving every dollar to buy gear and take climbing lessons. His friends called him crazy. "You climb Everest." People trained their whole lives for that, but Aiden would just smile. "I don't know if I'll reach the top," he'd say, "but I want to see how far my heart can go." The first attempt and the fall. At 26, Aiden joined an international climbing expedition to Nepal. He felt ready, both body and soul. But when they reached an altitude of 7,000 meters, the freezing wind tore at his clothes, the thin air burned in his lungs, and his legs gave way. He collapsed at base camp, tears freezing on his face. "I failed," he whispered. "Maybe they were right. Maybe I'm not strong enough." The silence of doubt. When Aiden returned home, depression hit him hard. He stopped training, avoided friends, and spent hours staring at photos of the mountains he couldn't conquer. One evening, his father sat beside him and asked quietly, "Son, I don't care whether you reach the top or not. I just want to know, do you still want to try again?" The question struck deep. That night, Aiden opened his old climbing journal. On the first page, he wrote, "Failure doesn't kill my dream. It just tests whether I truly want it." Training from scratch. From that day on, Aiden began again, quietly, steadily. He started small, running before sunrise, climbing smaller peaks in Colorado, training his body to endure cold, thin air, and loneliness. Each day, he wrote a new line in his journal. "I didn't climb Everest today, but I climbed the weaker version of myself." The second expedition, 3 years later, Aiden returned to Nepal. This time, there was no overconfidence, only patience and calm determination. When he reached the same altitude where he once failed, his heart pounded, breath ragged. But instead of panic, he smiled, whispering to himself, "I've already won because I'm stronger than before." Step by step, through snow and storm, he kept climbing. The summit. On May 28th at 5 a.m., Aiden set foot on the summit of Mount Everest. The sky stretched endlessly above him, the sun painted the snow gold. He stood silently, overwhelmed, not by pride, but by understanding. "Failure didn't defeat me," he said softly. "It gave me the chance to test my patience, my motivation, and my heart." Coming home, back in Colorado, Aiden didn't call himself a hero. When asked about his journey, he told young climbers, "Don't fear failure. When you fail, ask yourself, what did I learn? Do I still want this?" That answer will show you who you really are. On his desk sat a framed photo of the mountain with a handwritten quote beneath it. "Failure is a mountain, now climb it, and you'll discover your true strength." Final lesson. Failure is not an end. It's a test of your patience and motivation. Only when you face failure do you truly know how much you want your dream. Success isn't about standing at the top. It's about taking one more step, no matter how many times you fall.